Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to do another update for the Panner's Pan. In this project I have 10 panners that I'm connecting to different products, and I'm trying to meet my goals on those products. Most of the times the goals are pretty difficult because this is an ongoing project. It just continues and continues and continues until I don't want to do it anymore. So it doesn't really refresh at any point. It doesn't change. It doesn't end in itself. I have to end it if I want to do that, and we don't want to do that for a while longer. So I'm going to bring in another panner today, and I'm going to set a goal, let's say a big goal. But let's go through the panners we already have in this project. Let's start with Taylor Buell. I have a pan palette in order for her. This is from ZZ, the Solar Cycle, or I think it's also called the Maya Goddess. Maybe. It seems like it has different names on the website. Anyway, I am doing a pan palette in order, like I said. Last time I had hit pan on the blue shade, and I had just started working on the pink one. And this is what it looks like today. So as you can see, I have actually hit pan in it, and it's a pretty nice pan. I did use it even after I had hit pan because I love the shade. It's a great topper. It's such a shimmery shade. If you like sparkles, this is the shade for you. So yeah, we do have a pan there, and I have used it 12 additional times for a total of 16 uses to hit that pan. Now I have also begun using this shade, but I have to say it is pretty difficult to use. It's not really my shade. For some reason, I don't quite like it. I think it's a little bit too colorful for me, to be honest. I think when I want to have a pink look, I want it to be soft. I want it to be, you know, girly. I feel like you have to make a very intense look with this one. So that's why I have only used it 5 times, which is not too little, but you know, it's a matte, so it's going to take quite some time to use it. But if I have a lot of other shades that go with this one in other projects, then of course it will be easier to use it. So we're at the 8th shade. If I hit pan on that one, we're halfway there with this. Okay, next one, Hannah Louise Poston. We have a hair perfume for her, which I have used 11 times for a total of 146 uses. This is from Sakakuan. I love it. It's the only hair perfume I have, and it smells great. I love using this, and we are slowly but steadily you know, moving along with this one. It takes forever to use it up, which is nice. I think this is a very expensive brand. I got it in an advent calendar, so I didn't really pay that much money for it. But, you know, if something is expensive, you really want to get the use out of it, you know, especially when you like it as much as I do. Then we get to Laura Force, and I'm working on this blush trio from ABH. This is something I just want to hit pan on. We all know the blushes take a long time to hit pan on, but this one takes the cake, you know. This one takes the prize. It's so pigmented, you really don't need much, and they're not really my shades, so I really have to go in very light-handed. You guys know that I like to be pretty heavy-handed and build things up. This is super hard to work with. I swipe my brush, and then I have to like blend it out for eternity. It seems like. But I have actually used it twice this month, which is one more than I usually do. So I am happy with the usage. I know it sounds ridiculous when I say that I'm happy with the usage when I've only used something twice. But when it comes to this product, I'm actually pretty happy. One part of me wants to switch this out for another product for Laura Force, because this is going to really stay in forever, like for the entirety of this project. Whenever I quit, I will still have this in here. I think. Should I actually replace this product? Let me know. I'm not sure. But on the other hand, I do get a little bit more use out of it than I would otherwise by keeping it in here. So maybe it's just one of those that I will show you, and yeah, no progress, no progress, no progress. And in 5 years or something, and maybe we will see a little bit of a dip and we can rejoice over that. And then 10 years from now, maybe I can hit a pan. But oh, the glory when I do hit pan on that one. Let me tell you, that will be a day of celebration. So I have used that in total of 32 times. Not too much, but you know, we're getting up there. At least I've used it over 30 times. That's good. Then we have Samar Mashni and this face oil from Bye Bye. This is the strawberry booster. It doesn't smell very good, and my husband doesn't think it smells very good, and he easily gets migraines from certain scents. So I am not really using this as I should. Or like should. Of course I shouldn't use it if it creates migraines, right? But I've used it once, and I think I used it in the morning when he goes to work. Then I can use it and, you know, go on with my day. But yeah, I think this is one of those products that if I remember when he's away at a camp or something, I will try to use this as a body oil. Maybe, can you have face oils in your hair? Have anybody tried that? Like, somebody has to have tried that, right? Let me know if you think I could use this in my hair. On the other hand, maybe the scent would stay longer then. So maybe I don't want to do that. But anyway, I have only used it one time for a total of 18 uses in this project. And I hadn't used it before. So 18 uses in total. Next up is Twintorials. I have a duo product for them. I have a bronzer on one side and like a highlighter slash concealer on the other. And what's neat is that the light side is actually not sticking out at all when I have pulled it back in like this. So you can see that I'm actually going quite far down there. Whereas the bronzer, you can actually see still. And this is how long that is on that side, and this is how it looks on this side. So this one is of course shorter, and that's the only one I've used this month, I think. Yeah, I've used that one 4 times, and the bronzer I haven't used at all. I mean, I have used the light side 36 times now, and the darker side I have used 18 times in total. So I have used it. It's going to take a long time to use it up. Those kinds of products always do, I feel like. Cream products aren't really my thing, but I am trying to incorporate into my daily routine. But I'm also working on other concealers and other like cream bronzers and stuff like that. So of course, something's gotta give. So yeah, we haven't made great progress, but we have made progress. I didn't even remember I had used it this month, to be honest, so I'm happy that I have some use. Okay, so then comes Costello. She loves blue, so I wanted to use this blue palette from Louise. I want to do like a level 1 in both tiers. There are 2 tiers here, and yeah. So I want to do a no pan left behind on all of this, and then I want to hit 2 pans. One in the upper tier and one in the lower one. So my goal for this month was to have completed the no pan left behind goal on both tiers. And I have. I'm very happy to say I have. And right now the palette looks like this. So you might be able to see some smaller dips in some of the shades. Especially this one. This one is the one I'm trying to hit pan on in the lower tier. And then I'm going to try to hit pan on this white one, because that's a shade I can use in any look. So I feel like that's a good way to go. Even though it looks white here, it's actually green. So that's a little bit of a twist to that color. But the no pan left behind is completed on this one. So I just need to hit those 2 pans and we can roll her out, which is a little bit of a shame. I won't lie to you. I have loved working on this, even though it intimidates me like nothing else, like this palette with all of those blues. It has intimidated me, but it's also pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it's been so much fun to play around with. And I love Caitlin. I love watching her. So I wouldn't mind having her in here for a longer period of time, you know. But whenever I do hit those 2 pans, she is rolling out. That's the rules of this game. So let's move on. Let's move on to Lara Likes Mascara and trying all of my blushes. She has a series where she tries all of her blushes, and she is kind of decluttering that way. I just want to, you know, use all of my blushes to get a good feeling for what I have in my collection. So the first one I've tried is this one from NARS. It's a mini one in the shade Orgasm. Of course, you always get that in calendars. Whenever NARS comes, it's like this shade, this blush. So I have used it once. If you guys were with me since the start of my channel, you will know that I have actually panned one of these. And I did like it, so it's nice to have it in my collection again. Advent calendars. They're a great thing. Like, I feel like calendars are the best way to get most for your money. If you actually like most of the things in an advent calendar, that's like the best and biggest sale of the year. Like, sure, you can get great sales at Black Friday or like at Easter or something, but advent calendars, you usually get like 4 times back. So if you like most of the items in an advent calendar, and I always look at spoilers to see if it's worth it for me, but if you like most of the things in an advent calendar, like, you can't get it cheaper than that most of the time. Anyway, I've also used this one. This is the blush serum from Botanic Beauty. Now this one, I don't know if it's old or something, but it is very, it looks dry. It's very creamy. I don't know. I didn't particularly like it. Then we have the Essence Blush Lighter. So it's like a blush topper. There's nothing too special about it. And then I wanted to do a no palette behind on this blush palette from Beauty Act, which is Kik's own brand. So I have, and by doing that, I have actually completed my goal. I have used all of the blushes in my collection in either blush palettes or the singles. Not face palettes, but all of the other blushes. So Lara Likes Mascara is actually rolling out, and we are going to roll in another panner for her. You already knew we were going to bring in another panner, but you know, you didn't know it was for her, right? Okay, so Andi does stuff. I'm doing a no pan left behind on my lip products for her, or like lipsticks and lip pencils, because they're in the same drawer. So I've been working on 5 lip pencils, 2 from Louise, and they are in brown shades. All of the Louise ones that I got in their advent calendar were brown leaning, and it's been pretty good because I had a few brown lipsticks that I wanted to try out as well. So yeah, I've reached my goal with those. I have another brown from LH Cosmetics. I have one from Revolution and one from Lord & Berry. Now, brown isn't really my shade most of the cases, but it's good to have a brown in your collection, or my collection, because I do have brown lipsticks, although I do really like pairing them with pinks to not make them as brown. I feel like if I want to make a pink a little bit darker, or, you know, another shade kind of, I like to have a brown. And yeah, the one from Lord & Berry and the Revolution one I liked. And then we have 6 lipsticks that I've also tried. One is from Makeup. I just opened it, so I have only used it once. I don't think I loved it too much. Ona's Eye, I really like the formula of, and even though many of their lipsticks look a little bit intimidating to me, I feel like they're really good looking on the lips, so I'm very happy to have them. This one is a pretty old one. This is from Lacca & Company Cloud Lips in the shade Storm. I think I got it in a declutter pile or something. It's very, very dark, and I think it's pretty dry as well. So yeah, it's nothing I like too much. A product like that, I don't feel like I can give away because I have used it and it is getting on the older side as well, even if you would chop the top off or something. So I'd rather have it and use it once in a blue moon rather than throwing it out, you know? Then we have from Beauty Act. This looks so good. It looks so expensive. I like the shape of this. And I like the color. So yeah, this one is a hit. I want to use this one more in the future. Then we have one from Clay. And this is like a powder to cream. It's very, very strange. It's a powder in there. And whenever this touches your lips, it turns into a cream, like a normal lipstick. It's really strange. But last time I did this with this one, it didn't really transform too well. So it was kind of powdery and stuff. I didn't quite like that, so maybe I will have to try it again. Maybe you shouldn't have it on dry lips or something, who knows. And then lastly, we have a lip crayon, and I do count this as a lipstick because I do use it all over my lips whenever I do use it, which is not often because it's a dark red. When would I use that, you know? But that means that I have used 38 out of all my lipsticks. I have quite a way to go. I think I have about 60 maybe. Can that be true? Maybe. Anyway, Andi does stuff is staying in. Let's move on to the next panner, who is MissBoux. I am working on 2 skincare products for her. One serum and one day cream. Both of them are from Bioma. I like the packaging. I get so happy whenever I see this. And I think I'm pretty much done with at least this one. This is actually hard to get out, but I have a few uses left. So it will stay in for another month. This one has a few weeks left, I think. But I think I can finish both of these until the next update, which would be awesome. Last time I brought in Makeup.misfit and this palette. This is the Cobra palette from ZC. My goal is to use this 6 times. It might not seem like much, but I wanted to use only this for 6 uses, you know? And I don't really have too much time to play around with one palette when I have so much to hit pan on, so much to finish, all of that. So I have actually only used it twice, but both of the times I got quite nice looks out of this one. What I have realized, even though it does look like you can do pretty different looks with it, like you can make a red look or a brown or an orange or like a sunset look. You even have silvers here, so it feels like you could do pretty much with this, but I only make red to orange makeup looks with this one. Like, I never stray from that. I kind of do the same thing over and over and over again because it works. It's really nice, but I try to do it like with different shades than I normally use, because normally I use the ones that I do have pan in already. They look stunning together. But I used other shades and I still came up with kind of the same look. So for me, it's not as versatile as I would have thought. That's what I'm figuring out right now. And that was the last panner. So now comes the fun part. We're going to roll in a new panner. I'm going to bring in Ravneet. Ravneet Kaur Boparai. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but she is killing it when it comes to pan that palette. She has been panning several palettes this year. Last month, she finished 2 palettes. This month, she finished another palette. Like, she is just panning palettes like a crazy person, and I love it. I love to watch that. So what else can I do but to bring in a palette which I want to finish in total? Yes, we have a level up in here. We have a pan that palette in order, and now we're going to have a pan that palette. And I am going to bring in my Glam to Go from ABH. I haven't actually tried any ABH shadows before, so this will be really interesting. This is totally new. I got it in an advent calendar last year, but I haven't dipped into it yet because I already knew when I got it that I want to do a pan that palette with it. I was figuring I will do it next year, but I have another plan for next year. I will probably do things a little bit differently for next year in my pan that palette, but I will still have this pan that palette and I will still have my pan that huge palette going next year. So yeah, I think we're good. But anyway, I am going to bring this in for one person in the Penner's Pan. I think this is a very kind of a romantic palette. Do you agree? Like, it's very pretty, but it's also very autumnal, and yeah, I like it. I like every single shade in here, I think. Maybe except this one. It seems like it would be like a setting shade, but I think it's a little bit too yellow or warm for it. But the other shades, I feel like I could do something with this. And the good part with this one is that the shadows are only 0.65 grams each. So they're not even a gram each, which makes me hopeful that maybe I can finish this. Maybe I could even finish this before I hit pan on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio. Wouldn't that say something about that blush trio? Well, maybe that I'm just not using it as I should if I want to hit pan. But anyway, I am going to bring in this palette to complete for Ravneet. If you're not watching her, please head over to her channel. And with that being said, that was everything for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that I'll see you in the next one. Have a great evening. Bye.